Welcome to today's PK Lax IQ session. Today we are going to talk through a couple of, and really only two of these sets. These are invert offensive sets. So we're going to see Loyola run one, and I believe we're going to see Brown run one. And I'm going to show you some of the similarities between the two and some of the things you can do. So first things first, I think identifying what is an invert and kind of what the different areas of the offensive formation are is important. So right here is our short stick matchup. So an invert means attacking from behind the goal against a typically midfield defender, or attacking from above the goal against a typical long pull defender, someone who would be behind the goal. So as we kind of define the different people in the invert, we would have our on-ball person. Okay, in this case, you'll notice Loyola is leaving their roll-off guy. They're going to leave him right on the crease there. So our roll-off guy, most inverts, when a dodge happens from behind, most inverts are going to feature someone popping off the crease and supporting the ball behind where the dodge came from. So there's a bunch of different ways you can do this. You can do this with a roll off, or you can do it with a two-man. Maybe you run a two-man back there as part of your invert, whether that's against a long pole, which this is here. So in our offensive terminology or our team terminology, we would call this a Laker. Okay, so we have our little matchup. Our little matchup is our short stick, and we have our big matchup. That's a B for big. All right, and just so you guys know how this name came about, BL, one of my former assistant coaches, went to Boys Latin High School in Maryland, Boys Latin, and they are called the Lakers. So I like Laker as a name for that. So Laker would be our big little matchup. Wahoo would be our single invert with one behind. And you can also bring two back there. It doesn't really matter. So as we play through the clip here, first things first, inverts don't always have to be directly at X. And you'll notice that this midfielder decided to start his dodge from the corner here. It's a little difficult to see right away, but what I want you guys to see is how both of these inverts are similar. We're going to get an inside pair right here, and then we're going to get an outside pair, guy here and a guy up here who's just off camera. And so the general rule of this is that the inside pair is going to work together. Whichever side the ball comes up, they're going to set a side screen, or what we would call a scrape, and then just show over the top of that screen for a quick look. So that's going to do two things. One, it's going to occupy your defenseman, so it's going to make it difficult for them to decide who's going to slide. And two, it's going to hopefully free them up for an easy hands-free feed. So that's our middle pair responsibilities. And then on our outside pair responsibilities for this particular invert, these guys are just going to stay in a good shooting spot on the angle here, because if Duke decides to slide adjacently from up top, they want to be in an easy spot to be able to catch and shoot. Sometimes we've done like really big exchanges up here, but what happens when you do that is it takes a lot of time and you're not able to make that really quick look. So what I've been seeing a lot of teams doing is away from the ball, especially adjacent. There's no need to cut through here, because if your guy shows down, you become an immediate shooting threat. All right. So those are our jobs. Again, one way or another, you're going to get your roll off guy, who's either going to, again, come from the crease or start in a picking situation. He's going to support the dodger at X. We're going to set our little scrape pick on the inside, and then we're going to hedge down and be in a shooting position with our top guys. Last thing to say about the top guys, and then we'll let this play through and we'll start actually seeing the clip. If the pass comes directly up to a top guy, if there's not a direct, easy shot, it's almost always an easy one more for a quick angle and take a shot there. And if that happens, that's, these guys stay active on the creases, the pair on the crease. They might have some different rules depending on the team, but a lot of inverts, you're going to see two inverts that actually execute on the first look, but not all inverts work that way. A lot of times we're just using that invert to draw a slide and then to attack the backside. All right, so this look, we're going to dodge up the left side. You'll notice that that first look didn't look, and so now they're going to dodge against the roll-off guy. All right, so what we're going to get here, we're going to get a dodge, we're going to get a roll-off. He's going to get to the island, throw it back to the roll-off, and then re-dodge at it, and these guys are going to set two consecutive scrapes for each other to get a pretty decent look. There's your dodge. There's your first scrape. There's your roll-off support. Go to the roll-off. Actually set that pick from the original dodger, which is a cool wrinkle too. So we'll watch it in fast motion. Keep an eye on the outside guys maybe this time, see kind of how they look to help and step in, trying to find that shooting window. Pretty good look. Not bad against that Duke D, who does a good job. All right. Now we are going to go to the next one. So on our next clip, we're going to see UVA, sorry, not Brown, UVA against Brown is going to use a very similar thing here, except for what you're seeing out of UVA. Let's identify their guys. It's hard to tell right here, but I'm pretty sure that's a long pole defenseman. So we have a big little matchup going here, which is going to automatically leave our guy behind the ball. And then we're going to have our inside scrape back to the ball. And what that does in this clip is that's going to occupy the inside defenseman and let the Dodger turn the corner and get a good look. Okay. So quick through, here's your big, there's your big little, there's that scrape on the inside. They're still in it here, very patient, still in that big little look. And because of that little show and scrape, the defense wasn't quite able to get the slide going that they needed to go. So really good patience here. Here's our first scrape, okay? There's our first scrape. And then here comes a second one. They actually just reset it and do it again. So they keep that lefty ready there. And he knew he had to show down for it. So his defender, two's defender, knows he can't step off of that because two is a deadly inside finisher. Now let's watch the top two and kind of what they're doing. So as that dodge pushes up the right hash, he is drifting away. They're drifting away from the ball carrier to create that space. And that is going to give us a forward option. What I like about this dodge too, and what I think we can do a lot better of, is just because the first dodge didn't work doesn't mean that the dodge didn't work, or doesn't mean we have to bail on the offense. There's that little drift. He's just going to carry it back down. Their look is obviously they're trying to dodge. They're trying to dodge here. And it's nice when you have an attackman who can do that, who can score that goal. But trying to just create a little bit of hesitation in this defender's mind. Let's see if he takes a look over his. So he's got to respect that pick, man. So watch Nine's head as the Dodger comes back. Nine's got to respect this pick man. He's looking over his right shoulder, and that just that little bit is going to give that attackman enough room to turn the corner. So that was today's talk on inverts. definitely hope you enjoyed. Hope you get something out of that. We'll be probably installing, something somewhat similar. This is a really easy look, that you can get some very good scoring opportunities out of. Have a good one. Go Perp.